The definition of toxicity is when a man is not fully stepping up, but he doesn't want you to be with other men. Ladies, this is how to not get manipulated by men so you can attract the type of healthy provider energy man who wants to spoil you, step up, and marry you.
We have 3 points for you, so make sure you stay locked in to the very end.
And for those lovely ladies that are new here, what's up? I'm Natasha.
And I'm Brian.
I was a former single mom with 4 kids, went through a whole bunch of trauma and loss. If you're interested in learning more about dating and relationships and feeling good in your body again, I'm talking your hormones, your nervous system, all that.
Click the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos and content.
Number 1, listen to what he does and not what he says. Most men understand when they're speaking to you and when they're telling you things about themselves, they're speaking to your emotions. So they're going to say all the right things, say the things that they think you want or desire just to make you feel more comfortable so you can let your guards down so they can go in for the kill. Specifically, if they're not healthy, they're just looking for entryways so they can manipulate the situation, manipulate the relationship, and they make you feel good because they tell you all those sweet things that you've been looking for in that man.
The definition of toxicity is when a man is not fully stepping up, but he doesn't want you to be with other men. And the challenge is with ladies, and I get this because we attract the nice girls that are in our community. And what often happens is he's giving you enough to keep you hooked. You know, you're connected, maybe you love each other, you've spent a lot of time together, and he's doing enough just to keep your attention, you know, even if he's not consistent, but he's not fully stepping up. He's not fully providing for you. He's not taking it to that next level in marriage, for example. He's just kind of stringing you along to make sure you don't go anywhere else. And that truly is the definition of toxicity.
And what can happen as well is he can tell you he's at a point in his life where he's transitioning, he's taking care of a few things on the job, so he can't commit the time to you. It can be a number of reasons why, but a healthy man is not looking to make excuses. He's going to make it work for you, make the situation work because he understands that you're the one that he desires. And if he doesn't jump on it, then somebody else will. So he's not beating around the bush. He's going to be straightforward and make things happen for you.
This is so important. Like, lean in here for a second, because there's that gray zone, right? Like what we're talking about, where he has you hooked, he's checking in on you, he's, you know, doing some things that you like, right? That's why you guys are connected. There's things about him that you like, that you still enjoy. That's why you're still around, right? But when you're fully hooked on just one guy, that's when it's really hard for women to make clear, logical decisions when it comes to their partner choice. What happens, ladies, and there's no shame here, but what happens is if you've hooked up with this guy, you've spent a lot of time with this guy, you're likely emotionally, hormonally, and even energetically entangled with him. That's why it feels so hard. It's almost like an addiction to leave him. And if you haven't done any inner healing at all, that's when the whole trauma bonding happens, where you get addicted to the dopamine. And, you know, when he's popping in, popping out, you're actually used to the... Hello, bird. You're actually used to the hot and cold patterns. This feels normal in your nervous system, and we got to change that. But that brings me to point number 2, because I also see the flip side of it with a lot of women that I coach, where you've gotten yourself out of those situations and you're ready to date again, but you are on guard. You are looking for red flags. And it's like, if any guy you go on a date with makes one wrong move or does something a little bit awkward, so the birds are listening. I don't mind the birds, actually. And that man does anything wrong, it's like red flag, red flag, red flag. And that's not good either, because you are just so scared to get hurt again or be manipulated by men again, that you are just looking around and looking for red flags, possible red flags from any guy that you date.
It gives you the opposite effect of what you're looking for. But when you have your guards up and always looking for something wrong, you're going to find it most of the time. Now you're not even going to give that relationship a chance because you haven't done the inner healing that you need to do, and you feel like everyone is trying to manipulate you.
So good.
So it's important that even before getting into those relationships, that you've done that healing, so you can come in with a clear slate, so you can come in just with a clear mind and be able to see clearly, is this man the type of man that you desire to be with? based on love lists, not based on emotions.
Yes, so good. And based on what he does, not what he says.
Exactly.
Because now we know, ladies, that men will say anything.
Anything.
You know, they've
that's
never met
needed.
anyone like
Yes.
you before.
Yes.
You're one of a kind. You make them feel ways that they've never felt before.
Yes.
All
And
that stuff.
they'll even put the work in initially
Yeah.
until they get you to the point where now they have you, and then they'll revert back to who they are.
And a lot of this is subconscious,
Mm.
right? Because I don't think, I mean, some men might be doing this intentionally, but I think a lot of times, and correct me if I'm wrong, men are doing this subconsciously because they love the chase, right? So they know what they need to do. They know what they need to say to get a woman hooked on them, and, you know, and then that's like a win for them. But they don't want to fully step up to the plate.
It definitely can be subconscious in a lot of situations, specifically if they're not in a place where they're trying to take the relationship to the next level. They're just going through the motions because they've done this tens of hundreds of times potentially.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this brings us to point number 3, which is going to help you attract the right man that wants to fully step up and be consistent for you. So, and that is, you are dating around, babe. You're not getting attached to any one man ever. It's even with my amazing husband, as amazing as he was and still is.
Yes.
I did not allow myself to get emotionally attached to him until there was a ring on my finger. And not from a guarded place, but from a place of, I had done so much inner healing.
Yes.
And I knew that I was getting married. I knew that I was in a healthy, whole place to be a wife again. And I knew that if it wasn't him, it was going to be somebody else. So there wasn't that neediness there. There wasn't that desperation there. There wasn't that, oh my gosh, if this doesn't work, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. That type of energy that women get themselves into when they're sleeping with the guy, when they're hooked up with the guy, when they're dating unhealthy men, because you haven't done your inner healing. And so I avoided all those things. And that's what we encourage our girls to do. So you're either rotationally dating different guys, you're not sleeping with them, but you're allowing different guys to take you on dates until you see the consistency.
Make sure you're not having these conversations with him. You don't have to sit him down and tell him, okay, I'm rotationally dating.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about this, but this
Yeah.
is what I have to do because I want to desire to be married.
Yeah.
What we did specifically is she let me know that she desired to be married within a certain time frame.
Yeah.
It was no conversation around who she's dating, who she's not dating.
Yeah.
Because once you tell a man that, especially if you're emotionally or physically connected to that man, then he's going to say a few things. And now you're going to feel guilty. You're going to feel like, well, he's not dating anybody. Why should I? Trust me, he's dating other women. And you telling him doesn't help the situation. Men are pretty smart in the sense of, they know if they're not there for you, potentially somebody else can be there for you. So if he's not giving you the time you desire, you're going to get the time you desire from someone else. So that conversation isn't needed. Just rotationally date. Don't go around sleeping with those guys, but just getting to know guys, going on dates, having fun, and he'll step up if he's the right guy. If he's not, he'll fall back.
Since January 2025, we've had engagements every single month in our community. Now, some of these women have not rotationally dated, but the reason why is because they've done their inner healing and they've had conversations. We teach our girls how to have conversations with the right man, so that man knows that he does have a time frame where he has to step up for marriage, or she is going to start rotationally dating. And a lot of times that works well too with men.
Having those timelines, don't put it on him and say, we have to start dating for marriage at this time. Just share, like Natasha did with me, share your timeline in which you're going to do things in your life. I'm going to start dating seriously for marriage within the next 30 days, 60 days. I plan on getting married in the next year. And if he really wants to be with you, he wants to fall into that role. So he's not going to let you just go out there and marry somebody else.
Yeah. And ladies, make sure you are constantly up-leveling yourself. You're not just doing this with no inner healing, because it's not going to work. I will tell you right straight up, it will not work if you've done no inner healing. This only works when you have done your inner healing. You're not triggered. You're totally emotionally detached. You don't have any anxious attachment wounds. You understand the masculine. You understand dating and marriage. all the stuff that we teach our girls, when you understand these things and you're embodied in it, you have multiple options and you're looking good because you've been, losing weight and looking cute, doing your hair and all that stuff, doing the stuff that we teach you girls to do. You will have options. So you will have the confidence to not get so hooked on one guy that could potentially manipulate you, and open yourself up to attracting the right healthy masculine man that wants to show up consistently, that wants to take care of you and your offspring. And even with our girls that recently got married, 2 of them are single moms before they joined our programs. So this is not just for a certain type of girl. Men mirror your energy, period.
So ladies, let us know what you think in the comments below. Leave any questions. We'll also leave some resources for you.
All right, ladies, we love you.